Oh, fuck the family! The family, you know what? I let the family into my house, and the family fucks my husband. Yeah, that's right. Faith fucked my husband. So what are you gonna say now, huh? Terri what? Can we talk about what? Fuck you! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean to hurt you. I didn't mean it.
Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Terri here with another struggle review, here to discuss Soul Food. Now this movie is from 1997. It stars Vivica A. Vanessa Williams, Nia Long, Mekhi Phifer, Michael Beach, Faith. Everybody was here. Now, I can totally remember watching this, and for whatever reason, I didn't realize how dysfunctional this family was. Most of the time in relation to the dysfunction, I remember Faith and that whole situation that happened there. And of course, Big Mama. I didn't calculate everything in back then that I calculated now. Before I get into every single thing going on with this dysfunctional ass family, I need you guys to drop down and subscribe to my channel and like this video. I'm going to give you guys a moment to do that, and then we're going to come back and discuss all things. I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, ram, hog, mugs, greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkey, rat. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. You guys have hopefully subscribed to see more of me. Let's get into this movie. Now, this movie was directed by George Tillman, written and directed by George Tillman. And the brother knows what he's doing because he went on to do things like The Man of Honor, The Inevitable Defeat of Mr. and Pete, and also recent films, like The Hate You Give. Now, this movie is also produced by Babyface and the crew, which would explain why the soundtrack to this movie slaps. There is not a scene or a moment that goes by where you're not bobbing your head and singing the damn song. Now, speaking of singing the damn songs, we immediately open, with that one song that we equate to how much we love our mama. Along it's like this song, and then it's Tupac, Dear Mama. But here we have Mama, Mama, you know I love you. We open with that Boyz II Men, just like, as soon as the chords start, you could be in a whole nother room and you hear the chords from Mama by Boyz II Men, and you just like, oh, what you watching, Soul Food? Now, we are gradually introduced to every single member of this family, courtesy of little Ahmad. Ahmad is the rock of the film, the little mini Big Mama. Like, he knows and sees all. But we open with this wedding. It's my wedding day. I'm supposed to be happy. We open with this damn wedding with Bird and Lim. Now, I don't know why it flew way under the radar, just how disrespectful this wedding scene was, and it set the tone for their dysfunctional ass relationship. Like, mind you, they just got married. But not only do we have, case of the exes, her ex shows up, rubbing all on her, all inappropriate, and also his ex shows up. Lim is out there bumping and grinding on the dance floor. Like, I don't know why that little whole hoochie coochie dance just passed me, but y'all, look at the dance. Look at the dance. Look at it. No, like, it's just completely dysfunctional. But not only do we have that going on, but we really get to know, as we do with our own family, even though we family, we all still talk shit about each other. Like, how dare she? This is what does she expect from a guy like this? Not only is he an ex-con, he's, having a hard time finding a steady job. She brought somebody in here, put him off on family, and he does not have anything. Like, when we get into the sisterhood, like the dysfunctional sister, we gonna get into that dysfunctional shit between Terri and Maxine, because I was like, what? But we get into Terri's character. Terri, why you always gotta let everybody know you pay for everything? Like, I have a newfound respect for goddamn Terri watching this film, because I remember watching this and I just felt like Terri was just doing too much. Like Terri needs to relax. She's so uptight. Why is she always talking about money? You know, when you become that one member in the family that everybody comes to for money, and it's just like ATM, automatically Terri's money. You know, we hear about that and her loaning money for the shopping. You know, I paid for this wedding. Damn right I paid for it. And I want my money back. Now, right after we leave, you know, I'm happy. Everybody's happy. We're all happy. But we'll be even happier if we go out there and beat that hoe down. You know, that hoe down with her whole vagina on your husband and y'all just got married 2 seconds ago? But okay. But before they could even get out of there, we see what we've seen as soon as the movie starts. Big Mama helping out, like Big Mama fixing the situation. Big Mama is there, like, no, we need to do this, go get her. This is your new husband, what's going on? Big Mama is on top of it, bang head bouncing with limbs to that. Show to get down, good love. Baby got a bumping all over. So, you know, we get into, I like the way you work it, no diggity. We get into that Black Street. Big Mama was there, like everything. I love how it was just, you know, World War III, and then as soon as they came out and Big Mama was doing bank head bounce, all was forgiven. Like, no ma'am, no, this is not after the wedding behavior. But we immediately get into Big Mama being the glue that holds everything together. And I think this film says a lot about, you know, that placement that Big Mama has, because, you know, everybody has a Big Mama. You know, Big Mama is normally, you know, loving, has all this wisdom, gives really great advice, you know, recipes, remedies, all supportive. But we don't really talk about, you know, how much weight a family can put on Big Mama's shoulders, because Big Mama has to handle and worry about everybody. So now, after we make it very clear that Ahmad and Big Mama, you know, have this mental connection, we get into what Sunday dinner really means to the family. Not only, you know, Sunday and Thanksgiving and Christmas, Easter Sunday, just dinners, period. I know I had me some Sunday dinners. Sunday dinners and Big Mama's cooking was very significant, because I don't care what problems you got, I'm not missing grandma cooking. Like, everybody showed up just on GP, like, we ain't gotta like each other, I'm here for the food. But it kept everybody together. We just not gonna talk. But we get into all the food passed around in this film. Like, don't watch Soul Food Hungry, because I left like feeling like I was starving. My mouth was dry, like I had ate a Popeye's biscuit with no drink. I was so hungry watching this damn film. We spent a lot of time in the beginning of the movie just really doing character building. There's some great character development in this movie as far as these characters are concerned. Everyone here feels like someone you know, a relative, a brother, a sister, a cousin. You identify so deeply with these people, especially Big Mama. Everybody got a Big Mama. But, you know, we hear, you know, family stories. We have, you know, crazy uncle. Everybody got that crazy uncle, senile, older relative that, you know, don't come out the room. You're a little scared to talk to him and touch him. And everybody got a relative like that. Old Uncle Pete that don't come out of his room. And, you know, we also have Bird being that one sibling that just can't cook, always trying to put her hands on something. You can't cook. You make the Kool-Aid. Go over there. You know, we got that. Everybody has that relative. We also have that little understated reverend that's running around the movie, kissing all on people, you know, all the nice legs on under the table. That you know, that reverend was giving me, like, you know, that uncle. Everybody got that uncle that you don't talk to, that your mama told you to stay away from. Yeah. Now, after Big Mama tells Ahmad, don't leave a towel on the stove, baby. You might burn the house down. And Bird and Lim get some in the bathroom. I don't know why I was having a full-blown problem with, you know, Bird and Lim being freshly, newly married, grown-ass people and not having their own place to live. I don't know why that was like doing something to my neck. Like, we shouldn't have to sneak off and get a little freak nasty in the bathroom. Like, Y'all was like, you know what? I don't know. I just felt like you're married, get your own place. Anyway, we get into Big Mama burning her arm. Now, don't shoot me. I whole ass forgot about Big Mama having diabetes in this film. Like, it was just all, you know, she was burning and she couldn't feel it. And, you know, Mom, have you been taking your pills? You know, you've been your insulin and da-da-da-da. Like, and Big Mama says, you know, what a lot of Big Mamas tend to say, you know, I believe in herbs and remedies and, you know, all of these herbal things. Like, I'm not with, you know, going to the doctor. And I'm glad that that was here in this movie, and it's nice to see how much, you know, things have changed. It used to be a stigma to go to the doctor, to, you know, have yourself checked out, have yourself looked out, really care about your health for that generation of, you know, a Big Mama like, girl, no, I can rub a little, you know, honey on there, put, you know, some collard greens on there. It's just gonna go away. Like, no, Big Mama, you have to take care of yourself. And with Big Mama not taking care of herself and not, you know, properly taking care of her insulin and treating her diabetes, what do we go and do? We go eat, we go grub on the tape. The food look delicious. That's not the point. I was like, we can't be yelling at Big Mama about, you know, not properly taking care of her health and then help her cook the food. I just didn't. Yeah, you know, put some salad on it. Put some water. You see how much sugar Mom was putting in the Kool-Aid? Put some water on the table. But we really start to get into, you know, our other characters in the movie. We have Terri here, who right off the bat has this uncomfortable ass situation with her husband. It immediately feels like some empty, loveless ass marriage, and we are made aware that she is on husband number 2. Also, we get into her and Maxine in their riff because they are constantly arguing, and we go all the way to back in the day to her taking her current husband from Terri when they were in school. Like, where's the code? Where's the G code, bro? Like, but be that as it may, you know, they're young, pretty much kids at this point. Getting into Terri and her envy of her sister in her marriage and how they are so negative. Like, when I begin to hear some of the, you know, things that came out of Maxine and Terry's mouth towards each other and their sisters, I love my sister. I have a really good relationship with my sister. That shit was just not vibing with me. You know, it's one thing they were like trying to like cut each other down. Like, it was very immature. And these are grown ass women. I was like, ugh, girl, you're my sister. Don't do that. But you constantly have them coming for each other's necks. And when you get into her really envying their marriage, like, it was always this little undertone of, you know, if, you know, Terri had an opportunity, she might try to push up on her sister's husband. There was, you know, some awkward tension and some moments that just looked like she just wanted to eat him up and sop him up with a biscuit. I'm sorry. But, you know, she didn't do that. But once we get, you know, into one of Big Mama's, you know, famous speeches, you know, with this fist, we can strike a mighty blow. And we, you know, get to know more about Lim's situation and how he ended up in the joint. And, you know, the family not having any judgment on him because, you know, your daddy was, you know, out there, you know, gambling. Everything's fine. Like, getting into the father and how they just downplayed his behavior and him gambling away the house and this, that, and the third. And, you know, like, hey, don't judge Lim. Daddy was like on the same shit like that. And Mama just buckled down and did what she had to do. No, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. But right at that moment of everything going good and, you know, we can strike a mighty blow, step on a crack, you break your mama's back. Like, nigga, don't say that. Guess who shows up to dinner? It's Faith. Oh, it is Faith, and Faith is with the ship. We are made to know automatically that Faith is trouble. You know, she claimed she was, you know, on somewhere doing videos, but I ain't never seen it. Like, Ahmad's little commentary on the side was funny as fuck. Faith immediately shows up, and I love how the men are like instantly like attracted. Everybody's like, oh, it's Faith. Like, oh, look at it. I was like, first of all, Faith wasn't even that bad. I mean, she was cute, but she wasn't like bad. But anyway, Faith is trouble. But even though she's trouble, we have, you know, Big Mama welcome her with open arms, because Big Mama is always there to handle everybody and all of their chaos. You can always go to Big Mama. In the midst of welcoming Faith, the baby comes, leaving Maxine now with 3 children. Maxine, so far throughout the film, had the most functional relationship. She had a very loving, faithful, happy relationship with her husband, and that was like the only one, because them other sisters, no. Now, right after Maxine has her baby and we leave Big Mama saying, I dreamed of fishes last night, why does that shit work? Can somebody explain to me why the fish dream works and why Big Mama or whomever decides to dream about fish? Somebody's pregnant, like, it don't even have to be fish. Big Mama has all these dreams. Once somebody becomes a Big Mama, you get all these premonitions. Somebody explain down there to me why that happens. Anyway, with things, looking up and the baby being born, things can only get better from here, right? No, we get into Big Mama. Big Mama, her health is just declining from her not taking care of herself. I really disliked how, which I know it can be hard because this is your mother, but it didn't feel like anybody was really holding her accountable for her to get to that point of, not being able to feel, her arm being burned or her having her leg amputated. Like, she had to be, in her severe sex of diabetes for it to be that. So, like, what were we doing in the meantime? We were fucking eating soul food. Like, I am so glad now that I feel like we've drawn back a bit. Like, we love it. I love me some. I cannot wait for Thanksgiving and my yams and my greens, my turkey. I don't eat pork, but my macaroni and cheese, 5 sticks of butter. I can't wait for that shit. That cornbread that tastes like cake. I'm ready. But we can't eat like that every day. We can't eat like that. We just can't. It's just not possible. But here, in the way, Big Mama was rocking, I feel like she was. And it was just, like, nobody said anything about it. And we continue to help with meal prep. We continue to to do all of that. Like, and I think it was a lot to be said with, how when her health started to decline and she wasn't there anymore, the family just slowly started to deteriorate, because for much of the movie, it seemed like everybody was using Big Mama as a damn crutch. When Big Mama left, everybody's insecurities and immaturity just went ta-da. I'm like, are we not grown? Are we not married? Do we not have families? Not that we don't need Big Mamas and mothers in general. They are very much needed. Like, I ain't gonna go there. But, like, Big Mama, give them some space to fly. Faith shouldn't be able to pop up and come back, after she didn't, ran off on the plug twice. We don't get to do that. Let these people be mature. Like Bird old ass still living at the house. Let these babies go. Now, with Big Mama in the hospital, we get more into Terri in her marriage and Faith having to come live with her. Terri in her marriage, I never really noticed much before how much she just completely ostracized her husband. Like, it was like, damn, like, she was a very cold lady. Not that gave him any right to go do what he did, but it was like, oh my goodness. Now, she is having a problem within their marriage because though they are both, successful lawyers, Miles wants to go off and jam with milestones. It's like, I'm past this. I don't want to be in the office, being a lawyer anymore. I want to get more into my music thing. And she is so goddamn unsupportive and unconcerned and just whack. Terri was whack. A whack-ass wife. She was whack and just so cold to him. And it was just like, I was feeling for Miles at first. But we have Miss Lolita show up, a.k.a. Faith. It went way over my head just how booty butt cheeks. Faith was like damn near naked every scene. It was, little bikini tops, little shorts, like, you gonna let that come in your, like, no ma'am. What we're not gonna do is walk around here in our drawers, Ebony, put some clothes on. But as we get further into the film, I saw how much she enticed Miles and involved herself in spaces that she didn't have to with somebody who was not her husband. No, Faith. Now, things go from bad to worse once Big Mama, actually has her leg amputated and falls into a coma. Everything just freaking goes to shit. Not only do we get into, Terri's dysfunctional ass relationship, but we get into Bird and Lim's. Now, little ex-con Lim loses his job because he lied, because we're just gonna lie on the application because they not gonna do no background check. Loses his job, and what do? Freshly married, we just said our vows in front of all them people and Jesus. We lie. We decide to lie to our wife because we don't want to look, like less of a man. And we're going to pretend, to get up and go to work every morning. All the while, we're actually looking for a job. But not only are we an ex-con, but we packing. We walking around, packing a gun in our glove compartment, though we're, already on probation. And we don't tell our wife. We tell goddamn Maxine's husband. We tell him, I ain't got no job, gives him money. Like, he's almost like, oh, y'all nice. The family was so inviting to them because I don't have a job. And we also tell him odd. Like, you telling everybody but the right people. But it does not stop there with their dysfunctional ass relationship. We also see Bird entertaining the fuck out of her ex. Like, it was a way too close for comfort. Like, sis, what are you trying to do? He comes into the shop, he's made to be all up in her face, give her nice gifts, jewelry, and we were supposed to feel for her at that moment and think that she was ride or die because she's sure to let him know, my husband's name is written all over my kitty cat. Girl, first of all, you got your kitty cat on this man. Like, first of all, back up, and stop entertaining this man. You guys are married. You're married. Now, after we leave fucking comedy gold scenes that aren't meant to be comedy gold, like Big Mama lying there in a coma and goddamn Maxine and Terri arguing over her body about not having Sunday dinner, like, I don't know what was going on with Terri. Like, it seems like it was so much, outside of her marriage or her jealousy for her sister. Immediately, as soon as the mother went into the coma, it was just like, yeah, we throwing away traditions. No Sunday dinner. She eventually wants to sell the house. Like, girl, what's wrong with you? When she says out of her mouth, like, I'm a lawyer, you were 16, you were knocked up, you ain't shit, your daddies ain't shit, your babies ain't shit. I was like, girl, Terri. But no, then, you have Maxine like, no, we're not breaking tradition. Who wants to have chitlins, macaroni and cheese, and some lard? We finna eat some lard, because, like, your mama is in a coma because y'all were, it don't even matter. Bird tries and fails that she was burned. Anywho, we get more into Faith and goddamn Miles kind of being on the same wavelength. They're both, trying to explore different careers, like make love, not war, man. I'm trying to dance, really dance. And Miles wants to play his goddamn music. And we even see him, he did try, he tried. I felt like Terri needed, a tougher man because Miles was trying and all demure and he was like, no, I don't want to dance. I don't want you near me. Like, you think I'm gonna come and listen to your little tired ass band at the little tired ass club with your little tired ass music career? I'm not interested. Like, damn, Terri. Like, he just wants you to come hear a song. But who does go to hear him and hear goddamn Faith? Like, mind you, Faith was eardropping and just made her way to the club with her little shirt on and her little dress, all of her little peekaboo booty dresses. Like, she intentionally went after that man. So I don't want to hear shit about, I didn't, I'm so sorry. Like, why did we even try to attempt to make Faith sorry here? She wasn't. She meant that shit. But once we get into the goddamn bar, we get into Milestone, Babyface, After 7, Casey and JoJo making this whole, like, y'all remember After 7? Now I can't stop. Is that after? Yeah, that's After 7. I'm thinking on you. That's After 7. All of them were on stage. Ooh, yeah. Giving us that, girl, I care about you. I'm there for you. So why don't you? Didn't you just love watching, Michael Beach up there pretend to play? Like, can you at least look like you playing? But Faith makes it her business to be there, supporting, giving, Miles all of his feels. Like, oh my God, man, when you blow up, like, she's just, it's like, what, like, Faith, what was your agenda? What exactly were you trying to do with your little desperate ass, with your little clothes on? Even, he gets her a drink and, come out here and dance with me. They technically went on a whole date. Whole ass. Now we get into Faith getting even closer with Miles. Like, their whole ass bonding through this whole film. Like, I wouldn't have been surprised if it was just like, yeah, we're on the same vibe, the same wavelength. Like, he was really fucking with Faith. I was like, oh. But we get into her, you know, can you just come play for me, man? Just play anything. I want to dance. This is my audition, this whole audition that she's been talking about. And of course, it's don't leave, no baby, no baby, no. Faith, you know, was fucking it up the best, you know, Faith could do. But Faith does very well at her audition, and you know, has all this gratitude for Miles helping her. He was so nice. So after we leave Faith fucking it up at her audition, you know, to Black, or if you're a little older and you know about DeBarge, a dream, a simple man. That little do that shit has been sampled so much, but you know, that was the origin. Knowledge. We get into Bird creating fucking problems for her relationship. Like, you ain't have that to go and do. You did not have that to go and do. This man told you out of his mouth in the bathroom, I don't need your help, Bird. I can find my own fucking job. I've been on 6 interviews. 6, like, Lynn was hot. But what do, you know, when we're just fresh married and we're supposed to be, you know, listening and communicating with our husband? We could have went, bitch, you could have went to anybody. She could have went to anybody to find her husband a job. You went to your ex who wants to sleep with you? Like, what exactly were, I was with Lim. What exactly were you going to give him? What were you going to give him? Who the fuck is Cola? Like, when we get into that shit, you know, blowing up in her face, and she, whole life, whole facade, you let them in, you whispering all in his ear, you know, let me touch you up, got your little mini dress on. He gets him the job, comes home thinking he just got a job out of thin air. You know, he knew that I knew that he knew that I knew that I was the man. Like, no, you weren't. Your woman was the man, because she got you the job because she whispered some sweet nothing in this man's ear. Once that shit blows up in her face, and you know, he's doing all well at the job, go. You thought this snake ass dude was not gonna go throw this shit up in your husband's face. All he wants to do is eat your panties off, and you gave him an opportunity to do so. Goes, you know, it'll be, you know, some other brother's chance, you know, to help another brother, just like I helped you. Like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, you girl, like, what? Recipe for disaster. Of course, Lim knocks him the fuck out. Goes to go at Bird. Like, when she utters out of her mouth, where the bracelet that this man gave her? I didn't do nothing. I just told him I was gonna go to dinner with him. And then what? You people are married. All the way from this show, all the way to the series, I never agree with Lim and Bird's relationship. It's always been dysfunctional. I never thought they should get married. I was just gonna go to dinner with him. This don't mean nothing. Like, I would have slammed the door and broke. Like, of course, Lim, he was doing a whole lot. I would like to think that he was, you know, breaking glass and, you know, stay out of my fucking, like, all that other extra toxic shit, because Lim was toxic. Like, which I invited bro in fun, let him stay in the big house. Like, no, you should have left him in the penitentiary. Anyway, all of that, I just think it was, you know, because he thought that they were sleeping together, or she was gonna give him a little ass. But, you know, I was with him. I felt how they was rocking. She might give him some claps for the job. Cola would do it. Now, with Big Mama's health steady declining, and, you know, per Ahmad, him and Big Mama having, you know, this real deep connection, and him sensing like Big Mama wants me to, you know, keep stuff together, hold people together. Shit is getting bad. I can't wait for her to get up. Like, Big Mama, get up. Because if Big Mama don't get up, everything's going to continue to go to shit. And it does, because what do? We just know Terry's proactive ass just assume, you know, because we hear people in the bathroom throwing up, oh, he hit my sister. Send some dub C triple OG looking ass dude to go beat up Lim, at which he pulls out a gun and gets arrested. Like, Lim's complete behavior, Mr. I'm trying to, you know, do the straight in there. Besides him, you know, going on, you know, job interviews, everything else with his behavior said, take me to jail. It was just like, what? Like, leave that hood mentality where you found it. Like, why was he, you know what? It don't matter. Like, Bird liked him, and she wouldn't know better with her toxic ass. That's my husband. Like, girl, you sure? Because you was just about to give up some panties, Cola. Anywho, now, we get into the scenes of all scenes, the scene that we remember all from this film between Miles and Faith. Like, there would never be a time where, because I can remember I actually had a little sympathy for Faith before, even though, she was displaying hoish tendencies, she didn't really intentionally set out to sleep with Terri's husband. Shit. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. Once we get into him, I put my weeks in notice. I'm about to, go full throttle with my music career. And yeah, I got, my audition, thank you. And they proceed, to have drinks. And although Miles is putting himself in a compromising position as a married man, you continue to have, Faith is very flirty throughout this film. She has her little peekaboo booty out constantly, and she takes, stop, trying to act like you don't need nobody very personally. Oh, I do need somebody. I need you. Miles separates himself from the situation. You know what? It's getting a little intense. I'm very unhappy in my marriage. I'm gonna go up to my studio away from your ass. She proceeds to go upstairs and basically puts her whole fucking vagina in Miles' face. I was like, what? What does Miles do? Miles risk it all for 5 pumps. Like, it was literally pow, 5 lousy ass pumps and it was over. I was like, really? That's what you risk it all for? Like, we ain't even five it up, slip it, rub it. We do 5 pumps. He risked it all for 5 pumps. Like, I was like, oh, like, this is lackluster. Like, this was, and Faith was all engaged. Like, it was really giving her what she needed. Like, you couldn't even really, you know what? It don't even matter. We're not even gonna talk about angles. Anyway, but who decides to show up in the midst of, smack it up, flip it, rub it down? Oh no, I think I need a body bag. Do me, babe. You know what? Terri showed up. Terri and Hammond. Like, if Hammond was 2 steps further, he would have seen them. Like, the maturity of her to just walk away. Like, but you saw, something was about to pop off because so much was pent up, because, it's Maxine and her husband's anniversary, and all the family just shows up. Like, Faith has absolutely no remorse. I love that look her and Miles give each other after it's over. Like, oh God, I just feel so bad. It really wasn't worth it. Like, girl, like you cared. She did not care. You was in her shaking ass at everybody else too. What about me? What about you? What about us? What we gonna do? What we gonna do? That's my song, y'all. Baby, I know that you've been pimping, Mr. Baller, tricking. Why'd you have to go and leave me? They was fucking it up to that total. Going down a Soul Train line. But we had to calm down and bring it down. Bring it all the way down. Intermission tip. But we're not making love, no. We get to that Drew Hill. You gotta do the tell me what you want Drew Hill stomp. But anywho, everything is going well. They are in marital bliss. They're very happy. They had a very happy relationship. But you have, Terri snarling in the corner like, oh my God, like, that could have been me. That should have been me. Why is it Maxine? She's not even a lawyer. She goes into the kitchen and, the husband follows her. They have a moment where I swear I thought she was, because, he embraces her because she's crying. She looked like if, she was about to jump on it. Anyway, it's just like, I envy that. I want that, but you have them interrupted. And with her marriage, which is now I'm figuring out why her behavior was so bashful and just towards her family, mainly Maxine. Not only was it the jealousy, but she just really felt like her career and everything, like, that's all I have. All I can do is throw, my position and my money and my finances at you because I don't have anything. I have power. I'm the power of attorney. I'm the power of this, and I have the power to sell this goddamn house. We are not selling the big house. Like, no, like, I'm paying for it. I love when Maxine comes in and it's like, the insurance not gonna cover all of, mama's bills. I was thinking, you could just pay for it and we could pay you back. Like, they were really taking Terri and her money for granted. Like, say what you want about Terri, but yeah, don't run that shit on me. Like, girl, I ain't paying. She was the only person legitimately paying for everything as far as I could see. But you have, she left the family and fuck the family. The family fucked my husband. Like, It's like, oh, Mouse. Like, oh yeah. Like, and he's all like, oh, you saw me get my 5 pumps? Yes, nigga, I saw you. At which, you know, she chases him out with the knife. Child, she should just slit Faith's ass because Faith meant that shit. Like, I love how Mouse just walks off and just like, oh, like, they had too much of them hatching shit out in front of Ahmad, in front of each other. A lot of the scenes here should have been personal side conversations. Like, I need to talk to you just as my husband, just as my wife. Everybody was in everybody's goddamn business. After we leave, you know, Faith going, I didn't mean to hurt you. Get the fuck out. Yes, you did, Faith. You meant that. Just say I'm a hoe. Hi, my name is Faith, and I'm a hoe. It's okay. You're not the only one. You're a hoe. Okay. Now that we have that established, she meant that shit. We get into, you know, everything just falling. Not only is, you know, Lim in jail at his own accord, and goddamn Terri had a hand in that. Just everybody's in everybody's business yet again. We have Terri who's pissed off trying to sell the big house, and that dysfunctional shit happening there, and her not getting along with her sisters because they're trying to, like, you gotta get a whole conjunction and all this power return, all this shit against your own goddamn flesh and blood. Like, bruh. We also have Bird dealing with her little, oh, Lim's gonna be a daddy. Good girl. I developed a dislike for Bird throughout this film. Like, I understand she was supposed to be the baby sister, but her level of immaturity in this film, along with her husband's, get out of my face. But, you know, you have that going on. Of course, you have Faith getting the fuck out, and Mouse. He went somewhere. Everything's just bad, y'all. It's bad, and it gets even worse because we break out his eye. Why should I feel discouraged? Why? Oh God. Why should the shadow? Why y'all gotta come? Why do his eyes the spell? Why do we have to sing that when every time somebody dies? Every time we have a black film, somebody dies. Big mama, sister, cousin, auntie, and them, we gotta sing His Eyes on the Sparrow. I don't want that shit nowhere near me when I'm passed. I hear saying Jackson 5 blaming on the boogie or something. Don't have His Eyes on the Sparrow nowhere near my shit. Like, that's why I like the Temptations, because, you know, when the Temptations come on and Blue dies, we have Smokey Robinson come in. Time is gonna be hard and slow. I'll miss you, my buddy. Smokey Robinson was fucking that shit up. Like, let's have some more of that. I don't want to hear His Eyes on the Sparrow again. That just took me all out of the funeral and Big Mama being gone. But, you know, everybody's sad. Everybody's crying. Big Mama's gone. We even have, you know, what do we do when Big Mama is gone? What do we do when Big Mama is gone? Terri is still trying to push through with selling this goddamn house because she is just that spiteful as a human being and a sister. Like, bitch, this is not, you know, this was your mother's house. This is your family's house. This is, you know, all the companies and laundromats and grocery stores, the shit that your daddy had. This is, you know, this is the product of that. Why would you try to sell that? Like, she was very spiteful. It was, even though, like, she was buying everything. Terri, stop. We have Uncle Pete come out of his room. Uncle Old Pete came out and, you know, was like, hey, you gotta take care of me now, Joe. Like, yeah, I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna take care of you. We get into the end of the movie, and with Ahmad, you know, continuing to visit Big Mama and know what she's thinking before she even gets up, she does have a moment of, you know, raising up before she dies to tell Ahmad, baby, my soul is tired. Like, y'all done wore Big Mama the fuck out. After that, you know, she tells him, you know, keep the family together, and this is when the plot just goes. Everything in this movie up until that point was really, really consistent. We do have talks about, you know, this myth of this money and, you know, this secret stash. But when we get into this child and everybody just hanging on to his word and, you know, Big Mama left me some money and he's, you know, actually relying on the power of soul food to bring everybody back together because there is no money. Like, everybody's just like, cash money? We need to be there. What time? Oh, okay. Like, we just really gonna trust that Big Mama left Ahmad this lump sum of money. He just has it in tow at the big house. Because that makes sense. Be that as it may, we have everybody legitimately showing up. Everybody who has been at each other's throat. People have slept with each other's husband, put each other's husbands in jail. Everybody's just showing up. Everybody's just showing up, snapping, pass the peas like we used to do. Hey, everybody was passing peas and shit, making cornbread like all was forgiven. I was like, oh, everything's okay now. Okay. But, you know, the smell, I love that whole transitional scene where they're cooking and prepping the food and we see everything cooking. They put it on the table. I was like, damn, I need to go to Whataburger or something. I need to go get something because I'm hungry right now and it's not Thanksgiving just yet. Like, it was a beautiful thing to see. But with everybody coming together and everybody just sizing up, I love when everybody approached them all like, yo man, what's going on? It's not cool. Like, why not? We got some green beans, candy yams, ham, few slices of ham, few slices of macaroni and cheese. Like, he turned into Loretta Devine and goddamn, like, he was literally only relying on that soul food to keep everybody together because he didn't know what else to do, because all we ever did was eat chitterlings and have a good old time. Like, what more do you want? We got turnips here. But everybody just putting that to the side. Even Lim comes home. You know, Terri does a favor. She's so proud. You know, y'all called some people for a favor. And not that it was her sole reason for putting him behind bars because he had that gun, but like, girl, kudos to you. Everybody clap for Terri. She got Lim out of jail. But we have all of them sitting at this awkward ass dinner, quiet. Now, once we get into, you need to worry about why he's sleeping with her and your pregnant wife and blah. Like, once again, everybody's in everybody's goddamn business. Miles gets up to leave and you say, good luck with Mother Joe's money. What? You lied? It's money? There ain't no money. Who the fuck told y'all to listen to a kid? Who told y'all to solely rely on a kid? Like, who? Y'all should be ashamed as grown-ass adults. Listen to that shit. Anywho, you have a mom break the fuck down. Like, I've been trying to keep everybody together. Y'all did this. Y'all separated the family. Like, y'all was... So you see what they did? The whole family transferred all that stress that they were giving Big Mama and put that shit on Ahmad. Like, why y'all do that to Ahmad? Don't do that. With that going on, Ahmad left a goddamn rag on the stove. Whole kitchen. Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. It's a whole fire in the kitchen. You know, Lim throws water on it because, you know, that was smart. We all know how smart Lim is. But you know, the fire is escalating and it's just all this awkward acting. Terri's like, oh my God, the house. Gotta save the house. This just made her realize she actually loved the house. Girl, you was trying to sell this house hand over fist a minute ago, but whatever. We get the fire out and knock the fuck out of Uncle P coming out with this money because Mama Joe stuck all this stash in Uncle Pete's TV that he just happened to bring downstairs. We were almost home. We were almost home with a well-executed film. I don't know why we decided to get to the end of the film and make it rain and get all imaginative. And, you know, the money's blowing. Everything's forgiven. Everything's all in slow motion. Everything's good. Everything's fine. Everything's good. Everything's good. Nobody cares. Faith is forgiven. We end, you know, with them playing in the garden and the baby and this and Uncle Linda got their own place and everything's fine. Everything's fine. Because we still make sure we get together for that soul food. Because we want to be with Big Mama, don't we? Well, you guys, that was my review for Soul Food. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really hope everybody out there is having a really good Thanksgiving. I hope y'all appreciate this video. Just know that I did this video in the midst of throwing down the kitchen. Ain't no magical fairies. Ain't nobody around here throwing it. It's me, all the sides, all the hog mugs. I cooked all that. I cooked the whole feast, but still managed to give you guys your video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please drop down in the comments. Give y'all, you know, that good feedback. If I missed anything, I was in a rush, you know. Food comes first. Food comes first. But I'll see you guys next time for my next review. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.